Hey there, guys. So, going over the front squat and why I include it, as well as a few tips. So, just a heads up, I did 3 sets of 3 at 150 kilos the other day. So, I've just recycled a few of the videos on a bit of a loop. So, front squats have a huge carryover to back squats. Main reason is they work the same muscle groups, but you're forced to keep your chest up and your hips have to drop down beneath you, as you can see. When I front squat, when I set up, I take a deep breath and get obviously under the bar, cross my arms, walk into position, which you'll see. Take another deep breath in, and then, the goal is to push my knees out to the side when I descend, pause, and then press them back out to the side again, and then extend myself up. The main reason I press my knees out to the side is I don't want my knees to collapse in. I'm trying to hold all the tension on my quads and basically glutes as well. But as soon as your knees start to cave in, you lose a bit of power. You start internally rotating in at the hip, which, is not great under load. Here you'll get a pretty good idea as well. So same thing, deep breath, and then I press my knees out to the side. By pressing your knees out to the side as well, you will automatically unlock your hips because, your knees are moving, your, temporary height under the bar, you're going to start shifting down, and that just happens because, your hips have unlocked. When you press your knees out to the side and your hips unlock, it also makes it easier to sit back and down. And if you're sitting back and down, it's easier to keep your chest up. So that would then also carry across to your traditional squats. And you end up in a really, really good habit of, pressing your knees out, unlocking your hips, keeping your chest up. Because as soon as you let your chest drop, you got to think, the bar's sitting on your back. As soon as your chest drops, the bar and center of gravity shift forward. And you're going to be using your back as a lever against you. The goal is to try and keep that bar over, your center of gravity, over your hips as much as possible because, you're going to be stronger. As soon as you let your, upper back or, chest drop, that bar is, has shifted forward. You place a lot of additional stress on your back because it has to work really hard isometrically to keep you in that position or help bring you back into a more upright position. And that's just going to burn out so much of your energy and drop kilos or pounds, whatever you're working, off your lift dramatically. It's sort of like, if you do a dumbbell shoulder press, if the dumbbell's by your side and you're pressing it, overhead, it's easy. But if you extend your arm and do a front raise, the amount of weight you shift is dramatically less. And that's, just a lever effect. Like you can see how, not far the distance is between your shoulder versus, your hand where you're holding the dumbbell, and what a big difference in weight that makes. The same thing applies true with the bar on your back, and if you lean forward, you just lose a catastrophic amount of weight off your lifts. The other reason I pause at the base of a front squat is obviously it holds tension in the quads and glutes, but it teaches me to stay in position and drive up. And as I'm driving up, I sort of try and drive my upper back or traps slightly into the wall behind me as a cue, so at about 80 degrees. Over the years, it's just become natural. I don't really think about it anymore. But when I'm trying to coach people, it's one of those things you want to just always keep your chest up, because you keep your chest up, you're keeping the weight where it should be. You're not overly taxing your lower back, and front squats should conserve a little bit of energy on the lower back. That's just a brief run through. So if you guys have questions, comment below, like and subscribe, and have a great day.